one of the astonishing things in Eudora's mother's life, which she recurs to again and again, is how important literary culture actually was for her mother. That books are your light, they're your guide, they take you through. And that is just as true then for Eudora and her brothers. When I was 6 or 7, Eudora Welty writes, I was taken out of school and put to bed for several months for an ailment the doctor described as fast-beating heart. I love the sound of these days of lovely ailments. I'd have loved to be out of school aged 6 or 7 with a fast-beating heart. I'm sure I had it. I felt all right. Perhaps I felt too good. At any rate, I was allowed to occupy all day my parents' double bed in the front upstairs bedroom. I was supposed to rest. An opulence of storybooks covered my bed. It was the land of counterpane, which is a quotation from Stevenson's lovely book of poems for children. As I read away, I was Rapunzel, or the Goose Girl, or the Princess Labam in one of the 1,001 knights who mounted the roof of her palace every night, and of her own radiance faithfully lighted the whole city just by reposing there. But I never dreamed I could learn, as long as I was away from the schoolroom, and the bits of enlightenment far-reaching in my life went on as ever in their own good time. After they told me good night and tucked me in, my parents draped the lampshade with a sheet of the daily paper, and I could supposedly go to sleep in the protected dark of the bed. And what was thus dramatically made a present of to me, lovely Eudora cadence in that sentence, if you can hear it, what was thus dramatically made a present of to me was the secure sense of the hidden observer. What they talked about, I have no idea. The subject was not what mattered to me. It was no doubt whatever a young married couple spending their first time privately in each other's company in the long, probably harried day would talk about. It was the murmur of their voices, the back and forth, the unnoticed stretching away of time between my bedtime and theirs that made me bask there at my distance. I suppose I was exercising as early as then the turn of mind, the nature of temperament of a privileged observer. And owing to the way I became so, it turned out that I became the loving kind. And that's a very true thing for her to know about herself, is on the one hand this little bit of distance. She's a watcher, she's a listener, she's an eavesdropper, writers are, but she's of the loving kind, and there's something about the way she says that isn't mawkish or sentimental. It's beautiful and it's very true. There's a huge warmth in these stories, and yet they do go into the darkest places.